Hello, everyone, and welcome to a journey beyond the clouds. Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered what secrets it holds? What if I told you there's a place where castles don't just stand on mountains, but they soar through the very air we breathe? Today, we're going to explore one of the most enchanting legends ever whispered on the wind, the story of the sky-floating castle of Eredor. Imagine, if you will, a magnificent castle, not built of cold, gray stone, but carved from solidified starlight and polished moonbeams. Its towers spiral upwards, tickling the underbellies of fluffy white clouds, and its grand halls echo with the gentle hum of the wind. This isn't just any castle, it's a living, breathing marvel that drifts serenely across the sky, following the currents of the air like a majestic ship on an endless ocean. But what makes Eredor truly magical isn't just its ability to fly. It's the permanent, shimmering rainbow that arcs gracefully over its highest turret, a beacon of hope and wonder visible for miles around. They say this rainbow isn't just light, it's the source of the castle's power, drawing energy from the sun's rays and weaving it into pure magic. The castle's gardens are a sight to behold, with flowers that chime like tiny bells and trees that grow glowing, sweet fruit. Waterfalls of pure, clean water cascade down its sides, forming misty veils that glitter in the sunlight. It's a world painted with the brightest colors of imagination. Now, a castle this extraordinary needs some equally extraordinary inhabitants, right? Well, let me introduce you to our brave and curious explorers. First, there's Pip, a small, fuzzy creature with ears as big as his heart. Pip is endlessly curious and has a knack for finding hidden passages and secret doors. His best friend is Lily, a nimble sprite with wings like a dragonfly's, shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow bridge itself. Lily can talk to the wind and understand the whispers of the clouds. And rounding out our trio is Barnaby, a gentle, fluffy bear-like creature who is the castle's self-appointed guardian and head gardener. Barnaby knows the name of every glowing plant and the story behind every cobblestone. Our story begins on a particularly bright morning. Pip, with his nose for adventure twitching, noticed something unusual. The rainbow arching over the castle was flickering, its vibrant colors dimming and brightening like a weak candle. Lily felt it too. The wind song was slightly off-key, carrying a note of worry. Barnaby, tending to his crystal blossom roses, saw their petals drooping ever so slightly. Something was amiss in their perfect, floating home. The very heart of the castle's magic seemed to be faltering. Determined to solve the mystery, our three friends decided they had to journey to the source of the magic, the Rainbow Core, located deep within the castle's highest and most ancient tower. No one had entered the tower for centuries, as the magic had always taken care of itself. The entrance was sealed by a door covered in swirling, ancient patterns that seemed to shift and move. Barnaby remembered an old legend. The door only opens to those with courage, wisdom, and a pure heart. Putting their heads together, they had to solve the door's first riddle. Carved in the center was an inscription: "I have no voice, but I tell all stories. I have no body, but I travel all lands. What am I?" Pip, remembering the countless books he'd read in the castle library, chirped excitedly, a math. As he spoke the word, the swirling patterns on the door slowed, and a keyhole shaped like a star appeared. Lily, using her connection to the castle, realized the key wasn't a physical object. It was a pattern of light they needed to create. Working together, they used shiny leaves and a polished crystal from Barnaby's garden to reflect the sunlight onto the door. Lily guided them, whispering instructions from the wind until they formed a perfect, shining star of light over the keyhole. With a low, harmonious hum, the ancient door swung open, revealing a spiral staircase that seemed to climb endlessly into the sky, bathed in a soft, pulsating light. Their adventure had truly begun. The climb was more than just a long walk. Each step on the spiraling staircase presented a new challenge, testing their friendship and skills. They crossed a chasm on a bridge made of pure sound, having to hum in perfect harmony to keep it solid. They navigated a maze of floating mirrors that showed reflections of their deepest wishes, and they had to stay focused on their goal to find the true path. Through it all, Pip's bravery, Lily's wisdom, and Barnaby's steadfastness shone through. They encouraged each other when the path was difficult and celebrated each small victory. As they ascended, air grew thick with a gentle humming energy. The walls of the tower were no longer stone, but seemed to be woven from light itself, showing images of the castle's past, its creation, and its long journey through the heavens. They saw how the first builders harnessed the power of a fallen star and the laughter of 1,000 joyful souls to give Eridor its life and its ability to fly. They were not just climbing a tower, they were journeying through the castle's very history. Finally, they reached the top. They stepped into a circular chamber that was breathtaking. In the center of the room, a colossal, multifaceted crystal floated, pulsing with a soft, rhythmic light. This was the Rainbow Core. But instead of the brilliant, blinding light of legend, it was dim, and a single, arc shard was embedded near its center, disrupting the flow of energy and causing the flicker they had seen from below. This shard was a remnant of a forgotten sorrow, a moment of sadness from the castle as long past that had solidified and become a drain on its joy. They knew what they had to do. Removing it by force would shatter the core. It had to be healed. Combining their strengths, they began to pour all their positive energy towards the crystal. Barnaby thought of the joy he felt seeing a new bud bloom. Lily recalled the freedom of soaring on a perfect updraft. Pip remembered the thrill of discovering a new story. They channeled all their happiness, friendship, and love for their home into the core. They didn't fight the darkness. They filled the space with so much light that the shadows simply had nowhere left to be. Slowly, miraculously, the dark shard began to dissolve. The crystal's light grew stronger and stronger, the pulsing rhythm becoming a steady, powerful heartbeat. A brilliant wave of color erupted from the core, washing over them and flowing out of the tower. Outside, the rainbow above the castle blazed back to life, more vibrant and beautiful than ever before. A cheer went up from the castle itself, a joyful hum that resonated through every hall and garden. The crystal blossoms perked up, their chimes ringing out in a happy melody. As they made their way back down the staircase, the castle seemed to celebrate their return. The steps lit up before them, and the images on the walls now showed a new chapter, the story of the three brave friends who healed the heart of their home. They had not only saved the magic of Eridor, but they had also strengthened it, adding their own story of courage and friendship to its eternal legend. Back in the main courtyard, everything was brighter, livelier. The very air felt lighter, filled with a renewed sense of peace and happiness. Pip, Lily, and Barnaby looked at each other, their hearts full. They realized that the magic of the castle wasn't just in the Rainbow Core or its ability to fly. The true magic was in the love and friendship of those who called it home. It was in working together, in facing challenges with hope, and in sharing their joy with one another. And so, the sky-floating castle of Eridor continues its endless journey across the vast, blue sky, a testament to the power of friendship and the magic that lives within all of us. And our three little heroes, they're always on the lookout for a new adventure, ready to explore every nook and cranny of their wonderful, magical home in the clouds. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible flight of fancy today. I hope this story brought a little bit of magic into your day. If you enjoyed our adventure, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next journey. Until next time, keep looking up and never stop dreaming. Bye for now.